It is a new knife day, and I just got something in the mail from Civivi, and I have found, at least with this brand, the enjoyment of unboxing it is even better than an independent review. And this is a knife that I have never tried, but a lot of people have already reviewed. So let's just treat it as something new and just try it, shall we? So first of all, let's get it open. We have something new to play with to do exactly that. Let's go ahead and open it up. So just because I can. Check this thing out. Is that cool or what? Anyway, we'll talk about that at a later date. But this is, and I don't remember what color it is or anything like that. I'm just going to give my initial impressions. Let's go ahead and open this thing up. So, as you can tell, it is a button lock Elementum. This one is in the green micarta. I think it's green or gray. Not 100% sure. Pretty awesome. The standard Civivi pocket clip. I believe this can be replaced with their titanium pocket clip. You can get it aftermarket. Comes with some stickers. A nice, actually a pretty big cleaning rag this time around. I like the color. Very cool. And this is the Elementum. Now the big thing with the button lock Elementum is that it's not like some of their newer button locks. This actually is locked in position unless you press the button, and it's also gonna work as your lock for being open as well. So it's locked in place. I'm not feeling anything up and down, nothing side to side. Boom. Okay. So this is an unapologetic knife as a fidgety tool. I mean, that's really what you're seeing here. It functions a lot like the Milwaukee fastbacks, but those are not going to be on, bearings, and certainly not going to be made of 14C28N with micarta and all of this niceness. Now, I have tested the Elementum, the regular Elementum, in the past, and I'm going to be honest, it's not my thing. I have a couple other knives actually from Civivi that are in the similar range that I like way better. The Altus looks really enticing. I'm definitely going to want to check that out soon. But also the Nox, which I've really enjoyed. I love that this has a true four-finger grip. Like, I can really get around it and there's still plenty of space to spare. And I can even choke up if needed. And the cool thing about this knife is they didn't thicken it up, right? They kept that nice hollow grind on this with a 14C28N blade steel. This thing is going to slice like a lot. In fact, let me see if I have something I can use. Yeah, give me a second. There we go, perfect. Let's take a look and see just how sharp it comes out of the box. There's very, very little resistance there. Very, very nice. So it comes very sharp, but that's also due to the fact that it has that hollow grind. It is ridiculously thin behind the edge. Like, it feels really, really thin compared to some of the knives I've reviewed recently. And as normal, clean, no writing that is immediately apparent. Nice stonewash finish. They did a good job on the spine, crowning that a little bit, as well as jimping that isn't too aggressive. I've seen this reviewed a number of times, but I've never held one. My favorite review of it, actually, and I will link it down below because it's, I think, a more comprehensive thing than I could ever do, is from the Cedric and Ada channel. Pete over at Cedric and Ada did a fantastic job testing this out. And the cool thing is he started a little skeptical when he first reviewed it. So that's a good one. I'll go ahead and link that as well. My impression, though, was that this is a knife for the fidget knife lovers. And it's going to work differently than standard button locks that have a flipper tab like the Malibu. It's going to function a little differently. Like, it's generally designed to be flicked out. So not for every occasion, But I also want to mention there's a chance this could be a decent knife for a newcomer. Why would that be the case? Well, the reason is they're not going to accidentally deploy the knife. And it's clear that you have to unlock it, open it up, and then get it locked, right? Well, most people when they're starting out with knives are going to manipulate them two-handed. And I think in some ways, both the button locks and the crossbar locks are great ways to get started in the knife world because you don't get your hand in front of the blade in order to disengage it. So it's going to feel safer, build more confidence, and I think that's a good thing. It's weird too because button locks and a crossbar style lock, those locks are also considered some of the fidgetiest if you get good at it. So it's a great, it creates a nice learning curve that you can really take advantage of. And being that this is a good budget steel with good corrosion resistance and toughness, I mean, you can really use this knife. And I like that a lot. I don't think I'll ever get rid of this one. This is an iconic knife. It was one of those ones that I probably would have never gotten because it disappeared immediately when it was first released and is now back in stock. And even though button locks are everywhere right now, I think this kind of has a place because so many of them, they have a flipper tab, thumb studs, whatever, and this is just the button and that's it. Love it. Just love it. I'm actually kind of excited to carry this and use it. It's the right size to complement my everyday carry. So I carry a multi-tool, and right now I'm carrying, I'll just take the whole thing off. I'm carrying this, okay? It's a Tale of Knives sheath, and it has my multi-tool, my pen, and my flashlight. Now the knife blade on most multi-tools are below 3 inches. The nice thing about a folding knife that pairs with it, especially this is a great example, is you can have a much longer blade that provides a lot of that sliciness, the food prep capability, all of that other stuff. And being that it's 14C, you should use it for food. It's going to hold up really well. It has very, very good corrosion resistance. And the cutting profile here, I mean, it's so thin in comparison. So good. I love this knife already, and I've only been playing with it for a few minutes here. It has a very satisfying thunk. And I wonder, because when I watched some of these reviews initially, people mentioned that the actual spring wasn't very strong. This is the opposite of what I'm feeling right now. I've tried a number of button locks already, and this is pretty darn strong. Much stronger than the Cogent that I played with. And I wonder if they have replaced it with a stronger spring or gave it more tension. I don't know. I will tell you that this feels like the button is definitely giving me a lot of resistance when I press it. And that's really, really nice. So well done from Civivi. This is a very neat piece and very fun to fidget with. Woo! Just make sure you keep your hands in a fixed position. Interestingly, you could see just how strong this button is, the spring, because it's actually pressing so hard against that blade, it can't close, even though it's basically free floating normally, like here. Like it's very loose. But the spring is so strong, it can kind of hold its position. That's impressive. Especially after trying the Cogent, which I think had a very weak spring. This is nice and strong. So really well done by Civivi on this one. And they're back in stock now finally, and I think they're in a couple new colors as well. Oh yeah. So I think they may have already had these, but they're in Damascus. See, what do they have? Gray stonewash, brown micarta, dark green micarta, olive with black blade, and which one is this? This is the dark green and gray stonewash. But really well done. I think, yeah, definitely something to check out. If you've never held one or never used one, it's solid. And the fact that it has nothing on it, has that nice clean profile, so Civivi. And they're the ones who kind of kicked that off, just showing the knife and forgetting all the billboarding. I just love that about them. They do a really good job with it. So well done. Very, very cool. And that's it for today. This is just first impressions and discussion of the button lock Elementum. I don't think we have to do another review, right? I think you guys get the idea. Let me know. Did I miss anything? You guys have a good one.